The Haunting of Redstone Mill, Episode 1, The Mill's Last Shift. In the flatlands of Nebraska, the small town of Redstone, population 450, sits surrounded by endless cornfields. At its edge stands Redstone Mill, a crumbling grain mill that shut down in 1975 after a fire killed 5 workers. Locals say the mill is cursed, its rusted machinery whispering at night. On March 12, 2025, 26-year-old journalist Ava Mitchell came to investigate and uncovered a nightmare. Ava arrived in Redstone to write a piece on the town's history for her online magazine. She'd heard rumors of the mill's haunting, workers' voices echoing after dark, shadows moving behind broken windows. At the Redstone Cafe, 67-year-old diner owner Bill Hensley warned her, "Don't go poking around that mill. It don't like visitors." Ava, curious and skeptical, smiled and said, "I'll take my chances." That afternoon, she drove to the mill, its silhouette stark against the gray sky. The air smelled of rust and damp wood. Inside, the mill was a maze of decayed beams and old machinery, the floor littered with broken glass. Ava set up her audio recorder to capture ambient sounds for her article. At 4 p.m., she called out, "Is anyone here?" The recorder caught her voice, then a faint reply, a man's voice, raspy and low, saying, "Get out." She froze. There was no one there. Ava played back the recording, her hands shaking. The voice was clearer the second time, followed by a metallic screech, like gears grinding. She snapped photos of the mill's interior, but one image showed a shadow on the wall, a man in a worker's cap, holding a wrench, though she'd been alone. The temperature dropped, and her flashlight flickered. Then she heard it, a scream, echoing from the mill's basement. Against her better judgment, Ava descended the creaky stairs. The basement was dark, the air thick with dust. Her flashlight caught an old logbook on a table, its pages yellowed. It belonged to Henry Voss, the mill's foreman in 1975. The final entry, date of the day of the fire, read, "We found it in the grain silo, a black stone carved with a hand. We should have left it alone. It spoke to us, promised more yield. We gave it blood, and now it won't let us go." The fire, it seemed, wasn't an accident. Ava's flashlight died, and the scream came again, closer. She turned to leave, but the stairs were blocked by a shadow, tall and featureless, its edges rippling like smoke. It whispered, "You shouldn't have come." Ava bolted through a side door, tripping over rusted pipes, and ran back to her car. Her recorder, still running, caught whispers, dozens of voices, chanting, "Stay, stay." Back at the cafe, Ava showed Bill the logbook. His face hardened. "That fire wasn't the first," he said. In 1945, a worker vanished after a silo collapse. In 1915, another disappeared during a storm. Every 30 years, someone went missing at the mill, always in March. Bill's uncle, a worker in 1975, had survived the fire but went mad, claiming a hand in the dark took his crew. Ava called 31-year-old local mechanic Nate Brooks, a friend who'd agreed to help with her story. Together, they researched at the town library, finding a 1915 newspaper clipping about the mill's founding. The owners had built it over an old burial ground, ignoring warnings from local farmers. A stone with a carved hand, a symbol of the taker, was unearthed during construction. The owners kept it in the silo, believing it brought prosperity, but it demanded a price, a life every 30 years. That night, Ava stayed at Nate's house, too shaken to be alone. At 2 a.m., her recorder turned on by itself, playing the voices from the mill, louder now. "Ava, you're ours." Nate woke to a banging on his door. No one was there, but a handprint appeared on the glass, black as soot. Ava's phone buzzed with a photo from an unknown number, her, in the mill's basement, staring at the camera, though she'd never taken a selfie. Nate grabbed a flashlight, but it flickered, casting a shadow on the wall, A man in a worker's cap, holding a wrench, just like Ava's photo. The banging grew louder, and the voices from the recorder chanted, 3 days, 3 days, outside. The mill's silhouette loomed in the distance, a faint red glow pulsing from its windows. To be continued.